2, 3, 1.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guests, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes. What's going on, everybody? This is episode 265. Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. So many people coming into the chat room. I'm having trouble catching up. Rob Stratton, who was in here? Gucci. CMR 206. What's going on? Stockafella. Game Face. Eric Donahue. Kelly Robb. Bad Scientist. What's up, man? New people as well as some of the old folks who've been around for some time. Beauty Baltimore. Hello. Live Life. Who else is in here? Norman Powell. Hello. Jim Gray. Joel Kraft. What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed your weekend. It's back to business, folks. It's back to making some money. And today was a great day on the stock to do just that. Great day on the stock market to do just that. I mean, again, if you love the ETFs, if you just love the trend, they say the trend is your friend. And today was just another day to believe in that euphemism because, you saw the cues, what they did today, as many people bought into Netflix expecting them to beat earnings, and boy, did they beat earnings. Boy, did they beat earnings. We've talked about options and how much you can make, trading options. But even if you just bought a few shares of the stock, I got to give Netflix a round of applause. Let's give Netflix a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is a stock. Hold on, let me get that right. Let me get that right here. Let me get that right. There we go. Give them a round of applause. Netflix, 8 million new subscribers this year. They estimated 6.3. 8 million new subscribers this year. The stock is up $20 a share. Do you know what that means in terms of the kind of profit some of these guys who went, in the money on some of these options? 1 or 2 contracts just netted you almost double your money. Almost double your money. I'm pretty sure they're going to be up at least 90% if you went with the 225 in the money calls. Those 225s that were going for like $8, right? Let me go back and look. January 26th, if you went in today, 225, okay, 985. 985 was the ask. Let's say you got it at 960. I think you're probably looking, I would not be surprised if you're looking at anywhere between $14 to $15 for that option tomorrow. Let's keep it going. Caller 646, you're on the air. What's up?
How you doing, Sal? Ken.
Hey, Ken, what's going on, man?
Hey, you would have done 1,100% on your money in the 192.50 win calls today. WYNN. And it's probably going higher.
Okay, so what? WYNN, I think they beat earnings today too, all right? Or what was the deal with that?
They smashed them through the home run, and they came out early with earnings before the market opened. They kind of like surprised everyone over the weekend. They were coming out earlier.
Now, did you say you had the potential to make $1,100 on your money?
I mean, 100%, 11 bags on the weekly 192.50s.
Wow.
I didn't do it, so I'm. But it's like, oh my God, everything's on fire in this.
Absolutely. I mean, the whole market is up. You got to enjoy it. You got to put money at risk, and that's how you make money at this business. But the guys who are really being risk takers are making a killing right now.
They are. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. Congratulations. I had the POTN. I put it in the chat room. I mean, God almighty. 54
Yeah, look,
cents.
I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. POTN wants 50 cents a share. 50 cents POTN. People didn't believe me. I don't know if people just don't listen to me. It is what it is because a lot of people don't listen to me. But it happens, and then, I get all the credit. So I love that as well. POTN hitting 54 cents today, and it opened up at 37 cents and then ended up closing at 49 cents on some profit taking today. Nice move on that.
And I mentioned to you, when you look at that and all, POT, these the accumulation distribution, CMF, through the roof. You look at the BYOC, similar pattern as POTN. Why can't that go to 50 cents?
Yeah, I mean, BYOC is actually really surprising me. We talked about it a little bit on Thursday. To see BYOC, do as good on Friday, and then today with the doji signal, that's. And for in hindsight, for the last couple of days, it's only been an opportunity for guys to go in and buy more. So I don't know what that doji is up there, because if you can see in the past, a couple days ago, he had the doji guys came back in and bought more. So BYOC could very well continue to go higher. You're up there. You're up there on the RSI, but it can go higher. It can very well go higher. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on that.
And here's another example when you have a high chalk and money flow and accumulation. Take a look at SGDH, Sam, George, David, Harry. I mean, that thing is through the roof as well.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about this one, Ken. What
I don't know.
It's a 23-cent stock right now. Do you know much about this?
I don't. I found out, that Sunnyland guy who, his site, and he has he likes the BYOC, the SGDH. So I don't really know too much about it. I haven't really followed it, but I mean, I've just been watching it. It just keeps going and going and going. And again, just was interesting just from the technicals, the chalking and the accumulation distribution are clues to make money. I mean,
yeah. I mean, these stocks are. I mean, some of these OTC stocks are really, for the first time in a long time, they're really moving with some of these moving averages. They're really trading like NASDAQ stocks. I mean, they're very, very disciplined. You're seeing solid volume day over day. I mean, this is a particular stock that's trading like it's got a story, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on it. But nice move here on SGDH.
And also, let's just quickly get into the triple zeros. The SRMX Saddle Ranch that continues to move higher, along with the other one, ANDI. Big money's being made in these things.
Yeah. SRMX, actually, the alert went out on Black Box stocks today. I'll show that in just a second. But this one was able to get on the big board, and I mean, what a killing for guys who were able to ride that higher. Started out first thing in the morning with that SRMX alert, and sure enough, it looks like you did have some great volume into that. 218 million shares of that 1 cent stock trading today.
One more. I think it's HAON, 1.7 billion traded. Something about they're buying back tremendous amount of the shares, and they bring it to a penny.
Yeah, I mean that's what's got to take place when you're talking about some of these triples. I mean, when you've been in these levels multiple months, almost a year, 2 years in these triples, you've got to either get some shares out of the game or have the company go in and buy large stakes of them back. And if that's what they're going to do, then that's great for the company, that's great for the stock, and that means this stock can finally work up and stay in those double zeros and probably get to a penny. Who knows?
Yeah, it's interesting. And here's an example. I was so gung ho about the ADTM, I was wrong. And the clue. You look back and you try to reflect why. And you see when you see the volume start shrinking, 3 red candles now. you just can't fall in love with this stuff. You gotta take your
I
profits.
mean, we say that all the time, and you've said that as well. I mean, these triples, when you get out of the triples, and obviously there was some profit taking right after that, that surge out of that 000 area. But then when some new money came into the play, the same rules apply. You've got to take profits as those move higher. It got into the 020 area, new high for the stock, and sure enough, I mean, the money that got in smartly at that 0006, 0008. And of course, they're going to take profits up there when they're up 400% on their money from 0006 or 0008.
Very true. Can I just go one more tonight? It's not a 000. This is a real company. CHFS, Charlie, Harry, Frank, Sam. What's interesting about this one is there's only 700,000 shares in the float. Two directors bought about 300,000 shares 3 weeks ago, and there's I was reading some catalyst, some big news coming up next week on that. And if you look at the history, that stock has a history of making huge moves.
Yeah, I see it does make some huge moves. Looks like it made one back in November on some kind of news here, too, with a lot of volume coming in. Besides that, I see it's not the most popular stock in the world. What exactly did you say it does, Ken?
Just give me a second here. I know I should do a little research in the fundamentals before bringing these up.
Just tell us what line of business they're in. I'm seeing here something about advanced medical equipment. I don't know if they manufacture it or service or what. Are they?
Yeah, I mean, I find it on the biotech boards on Investors Hub. That guy Ash111, he comes up with some interesting biotechs like this one, and he had that SIGO, which has doubled in the last couple of days. I
actually wrote a hit piece on SIGO last night. But,
I know.
I'm watching it. I'm not short yet. Look, I've already expressed how I felt about the company on my website, Advanced Equity Research. You can see what's really going on there on SIGO. So obviously there's a really good pump going on there. Congrats to the guys who've made money. I mean, from 75 cents to 219. That's a nice run for guys who've been in it and believed in it. But at the end of the day, I know what that is, and we'll be seeing that back at 70 cents, sure enough.
The CHFS that I mentioned, I'm just reading here, they're presenting on next Monday the 29th at Noble Capital's Investor Conference in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And so they are a medical device company focused on, commercializing the aqueducts, flex flows, whatever that is, fluid, with patients who have fluid overload. So interesting, and we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of momentum plays out there.
Absolutely.
Every week there's a plethora of plays. Okay, well, thank you. Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Ken for the call. Appreciate it. All great tickers. Just went through 4 or 5 of them right there. What's going on, Jeff? Jeff there in the building. Who else? Stock Z. Moneybags, what's up? I saw that. JT, the Bullhead Trader. Free ride. Shout out to all of you guys. Relative. Stockerfella, I know I shouted you up earlier. Appreciate the call, Ken. Just went through. Love Ken. Just went through a couple, 5 or 6 of them just right there. So shout out to Ken for the call. Again, SIGO, great play on if you were a believer in it, and sure enough, I mean, they're putting out the word. They did put out news, Bad Scientists. I saw you say that in the chat room. Yeah, and that was very smart. As you said, Bats. They put out news, and that's how you get it rolling. I mean, you put out, what is it, like $250 to get a press release? So, that's a cheap way to stay in front of shorters by putting out news. So great job for them. Somebody putting out TXTM, Protex Mobility. That was a huge winner last week, Protex Mobility. Friday, you kind of left a lot of people up there on Friday, but today looks like you did kind of go through some profit taking there. Not much gained. Up 10% though. I mean, you were up 10%. So congrats. But I know that Wednesday when we talked about it, actually no, that was Thursday. That Thursday we talked about it. That was, wow, that was an insane day for the stock because I remember specifically talking about I didn't know what the hell was interested in, was interesting about TXTM, and sure enough, it did that on me. Nice move. Nice move. All right. PRED, yeah, I saw somebody bring up PRED. Shout out to John Rambo. Is he in here? Yeah, shout out to John Rambo. Appreciate you, bro. PRED. Look, I'm telling you, it's gonna go higher, but I want to see more. I want to see more. I like the last 2 days. We hit 3 today. Had some resistance at 3, so we pulled back a little bit. 299. 299. I give it to him though. 3. But we hit 299 today before closing at 289 on PRED. I think if you were in it and you enjoyed the run up with me, we took profits in the 3s. Let's see it get back to the 3s, before we really get interested in it again. I like where it's back on the RSI below 70, and it's doing its thing. I like where it is now. So let's continue to watch PRED. I still want to see some bigger bids. I would still like to see, some bigger bids on PRED, but I do like, this new money coming in. I do like this new money coming in on PRED. That's a good buy. BIVV, Bioverative Incorporated, $103 market, $103 stock price. Don't know too much about this. Obviously, really hot right now, 94 on the RSI. Don't know anything about the company, though. Looks like probably a large cap, but obviously, but don't know anything about the company. All right, Stocksy, you said you bought some PRED. That's what's up. Let's look at your tickers here. HTGM. Up 16% today. Up 16. Boy, that's a choppy looking chart, man. What a choppy looking chart. I know you brought it up before in the past, though, Free Ride. Boy, well, that's a choppy looking chart. Hard to trade, but nice move regardless. XXII, the marijuana play. And this is what? They're not a retail, right? They're a grower. Are they a grower? How manipulating tobacco? I never really understood what part of the business they were in terms of marijuana. If they're a grower or a retailer, I never really understood what their deal was. But I do know it was a marijuana play, and it's actually quite popular with people. I mean, look at this chart. It's been a wonderful 2017. The stock's up well over 330% since January. So XXII has a great following. I mean, if you look at the kind of volume it's been bringing in since the summer, it's vastly improved from when you're talking about at the beginning of the year. So doing its, well by its investors. XXII, definitely looking good. All right, let's keep it going. Icon. Boy, that's a shitty looking chart for 2017. Is the bleeding over? 5.2% today. 5.2% today. I'm not a believer just yet. How far are we from the 200? I know we got to be a ways away. Ooh, there it is. 489. Ways away from the 200. Are we even close to the 1? No. Almost $2.50 away from the 1. Guy, find me a moving average where we're close to. All right, so we just passed, what was that, the 15, which was at $1.34. Where are we at from the 50? All right, just hitting the 50. Hitting the 50 just at $1.60, so at a penny higher. 772, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, Sal? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on? It's been a minute since I heard from you, man.
Oh, shit, you remember me, huh?
I do remember you. Hold on. Let me. The name is, the voice is familiar, but the name is
yeah.
Is
South Florida.
Treasure Hunter.
Yeah, that's it.
Ding. What's going on, man? I mean, I didn't know what happened to you, bro.
Man, oh man, I didn't even know you've been back on the air, man. I mean, shit, I've been doing my thing over here day trading. all lonely and shit. I like, man, let me see what my boy up to, man. I know it's been a little minute.
Yeah.
And then
we're definitely back, same time, same place. And
sweet.
glad
I mean,
to have you back,
week are you
man. And, are you like? I mean,
Yeah.
what are you trading these days?
I'm doing a little everything. Still like day trading. Making little extra gains and cash and camping and holding. Yeah, the same.
Okay, all right. What you got for us today, man?
Yep. Oh, whoa, shit. Damn, Sal, I was afraid of this. You got me all unpaired. But I'll let you know what I day traded today. One of our oldie goldies, IBIO.
Oh, this is an old one, man. This is a
oldie goldies.
IBIO. I mean, this is like one of those stocks we were in. This is like 2016-ish around there. I mean, what do you see in this one? I'm just kind of waiting for this one. If it's not already been delisted, I mean, what do you like about it? Where is it even trading at right now? Is it still on the NASDAQ? Let me see here. They're not even telling me. But what do you like about it here at 18 cents a share?
Well, you know me, Mr. Sal. I love the cheap dip. Get them in the red and try to ride them up. Hold them like a day or so. I mean, if it's still giving gains, I'm gonna keep on holding. If not, I'm out. Okay. And let's see, another one was also NVCN.
NVCN. All right, another big biotech loser for 2017, but you like the run today, up 23% today, though.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you make some gains, and like I said, if it's keep gaining, hold on, and But one little one little camper. My buddy of mine was telling me about it, but I see now, negative in the red, and I just bought a small little share of it. Was a BVTK. He claimed it's supposed to do this and that, but it's just one of my long-term campers kind of thing.
Yeah, BVTK. This has been brought up a couple times here on the show. It reminds me a lot of TXTM. I mean, this is kind of one that a lot of people talk a lot about, but it hasn't proven itself yet.
Yeah, it doesn't really hold the gains.
Yeah, it's not really doing what it's got to do. But I'm guessing you see some hope in it.
Well, like I said, this is one of those little, back in days, one of my little marijuana plays, put a little something in it and turn it back and just check it out and see what it does. It might be in the green, it might not, but, you never know. Like I said, I just got a little small amount in it.
Okay.
But I've been watching, some other ones. PTN, did pretty good today. And let me see another
Palantir,
one.
That's another biotech. I think you got. Yeah, I see what you're doing with the biotechs. I mean, I'm looking at some of these ETFs on biotechs, and they've been making a killing. It hasn't necessarily hit the small caps just yet, but I mean, who knows? You might get some movement in these plays over the next couple of days. We'll see.
And another one I just looking at, I'm not in. It went down on a pretty good. I was like, should I get in? But it was going so crazy. I was like, fuck it. I just let it be. It was KERS, was it? It was kind of doing kind of crazy, but it did that little crazy dip. I should have got in, but I was like, just hold off for a minute.
Yeah, AKER.
S.
Oh, it said AKERS?
Yes, sir.
AKERS. I don't have an AKERS, but I do have an AKER, which is Acres Bioscience.
That might be the one.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you're talking about. 24 cents a share?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This one was coming. Yeah, this one was one that we talked about last week. It didn't follow through for the rest of the week. When we brought it up, we thought it continued to go higher, but we saw profit taking going into Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and then today's action. So you still got some selling going on there. No gain on it today, but we'll see if buyers or come back in control sometime.
Yeah, I was watching that. Yeah. That little crazy little flash dope. The guys like me done seen that shit and bought out some shares. Like fuck, I forget it.
Yeah.
I was a little too late on the draw on it. But man, that's all I got for the day. You know, I've been day trading, like I said, been looking at Skype, and don't know for sure which one I'm gonna go in. Then I got some marijuana plays I'm looking at also. They've been pretty good, but you know. Hey, what days are you on the air, Sal?
Hey, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 to 11 o'clock. So come back,
Okay,
man. Come back.
It's
been a long time. I think.
Shit, you know what I'm talking about? Oh yeah, what's up, fam? In our chat room and all this and that.
Yeah,
you know?
we left you back at what I think episode 150.
Yeah,
some shit like that. So. It'll be good to have you back, bro. I mean,
shit, I'm back, Sal. Ain't going nowhere.
So.
Like I said, for the new beginners out there, man, you watch Sal's show, you'll learn a lot of about the stock market. You know,
appreciate it.
You learn a lot more from your show than any other DVDs. Put it that way.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, bro, man. Thanks for the call, man.
You got it, Sal. Keep up the good work, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Treasure Hunter, for the call, man. So, yeah, that's a guy right there. I mean, when you're going all the way back to like episode like 15, 16, man, when we had like, 30 people watching the show, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's like at the beginning, and then we'd end with like 8 people, and that's when we were doing like 5-6 hour shows. Some of you guys remember that, like 5-6 hours. We used to go 5-6 hours at a time, sometimes 7 hours, just pulling up charts. You can, when you only have like 30, 20 people, you can do stuff like, look through the books and, pull up balance sheets and all that other shit. All right, let's keep it going. Somebody brought in NSPR in the chat room. Who did that? Mr. Baptiste. NSPR up 2.5% today. 19 million shares traded of NSPR. Another dirt cheap play, just kind of like what Treasure Hunter just called up. Look, I'm seeing the large cap biotechs doing incredible things this year, but I just haven't seen it with these small ones. I mean, these really small companies that, obviously they've got some really, fundamental difficulties that are keeping them at these levels. And here and there they do tend to spike, but it's so hard to, pinpoint when a possibility like that could happen. Free Ride, you calling that's an Israeli bio play, NSPR? Tiny float of 7.5. Okay. I like that. I mean, 7.5 million shares trading into 20-cent stock. That makes more sense to me. And I like that. So you got to get some news in there. Now, if we were talking 20 cents a share and a $200 million market cap, then we're like, why the hell are we looking at it? But I absolutely see what you're saying there when you bring that up. LTBR was the play today. Nice move on that stock. In fact, I want to show you real quick. I think it was Black Box that caught it. Black Box caught that, and in fact, let me go to my other screen real quick. And if we go to the NASDAQ screen, if you can see here, they caught that LTBR at 194. It was a pre-market call. We got the alert at 194. It got to as high as 333. I got only 10% of the move. The tradable move was only 19% though. But that's what I love about, the software, because it caught it really, really early. So thank you for bringing that up. But we got the alert on that one. And I mentioned it to Ken. Ken was talking about, the OTC side of things. And if you will remember from Friday, they sent out the alert on SRMX at 0050. It got to as high as 0094 after the alert. So that was a nice call on that stock too. But really great calls overall on the stock today. But POTN was that winner today. POTN, we got the alert at 37 cents, got to as high as 54 cents today on POTN. So when I talk about the software, I don't mean to brag, but man, it gets you the call, man. It just gets you the call and gets you into the trade. And that's how you make money. I mean, not every call hits, but you pull up the chart, put up a moving average. If you like what you see, put your money in it and just ride it to a top until it breaks a great moving average, which I think is what Bad Scientist brought up, which is that 4 and 8. I like the 8 exponential moving average best. 4 sends way too many signals on a 5-minute chart, but that's kind of how you use the software. That's kind of how you use the software. All right, let's keep it going. What else? Let me see here. What else you guys bringing up? Man, I can't wait to play Netflix tomorrow because it's either going to sell off or it's going to keep running. And I can't wait to play that tomorrow. I cannot wait to play that tomorrow. HMNY, I'm a little frustrated because I thought we'd be doing more. I got this on Tuesday. I like it. I mean, I'm up, but I thought we'd be a lot higher. And I was looking forward to putting more money on a solid double-digit move, and we just haven't gotten that yet on HMNY, even though, we've gotten some more news in terms of how much the company could possibly be making. But we just haven't gotten the real figures just yet. So I'm still hopeful on HMNY. But, we don't want to be delaying it too much, or we give shorts the right to come in with larger size if nothing, becomes concrete soon. All right? Let's keep it going. WMT, Walmart, up 86 cents. I did see those options, do really well today. Nice to see on Walmart, WMT. They're still doing very well now, especially where they're going to be rolling out delivery nationwide. That's slowly coming out. 919, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal. How's it going? Bad Scientist here.
Hey, Bats. What's up, man? Nice to have you on the show.
Yeah. I was just looking at my HMNY. I actually got a little frustrated with it, but I sold it today because it's just not moving the way I wanted to. I think I can always get in because it seems to, when it crossed that $8 mark, it seems to be hitting a wall at about, $8.50, $8.40. So I got out with a 5% gain, but I'm not really complaining because that was, I think it will have its run. I think maybe the next piece of news might be more monumental for it to run, but anyway, I can always get back into it.
Absolutely.
Related to that, there's a crypto play today on a film industry type company. It's SEGI, and this is Sycamore Entertainment. Today it put in a very solid volume. I mean, we're talking about 167 million in volume that it put up today. So this, I would say, is in the same space as MoviePass or HMNY. Basically, they announced that they're going to be, doing some blockchain business with a company in cryptocurrency. And what this company is seeking to do is to showcase and bring more into light all the independent movies. So it's kind of like a MoviePass. I'm not sure if it's going to work together with MoviePass or if it's actually a competitor. But this is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, I definitely got some history. I brought this up on the show before. SEGI approached me about 3 years ago. They wanted me to do some marketing for the company. I turned them down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they weren't in a position to really, I didn't think it'd be something I wanted to put my name to then. But I understand the business very thoroughly. The guy basically buys old movies. He basically buys these old, out-of-print movies. He gets them, dirt cheap, and he gets, DVDs printed, and that's how they kind of show up in places like, Dollar Tree or Kmart, Walmart, or whatever it is that they sell. That's why you see those kind of bins with the DVDs in them. Some of them are old from the 1970s or 80s, or sometimes they'll be like multi-packs with 3 or 4 movies on one DVD. He's in that kind of line of business, and it's a great business because you can buy movies from the 1950s or 60s for like, you know, 30,000, 40,000. You put them on a DVD and sell them for $2, $3 each. I mean, you sell a couple 100,000 of those, you make your money back, whether it be wholesale or just individually. So it's an interesting business. SCGI, so not necessarily a movie pass, but definitely somebody who buys the rights to movies and then goes through the process of distributing the movie and making money by owning the license and rights to the movie.
Yeah, and I think for him, I guess these guys, you know, they took a proactive approach and announced right off that they were going into blockchain. And I know that they tweeted about it. Sycamore Entertainment, I think it's on Twitter, and they said, wait for our blockchain when we get that sorted out. I think the words were, to paraphrase, it's going to be second to none.
Okay. Okay.
So I guess they're really touting this. So look out for
I wish him the best.
SCGI.
I wish him the best. Great owner, very accessible. You can get the guy on the phone, and you know. So I wish them the best. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, you know, a company like this, you have so many guys who want to have a movie out, who want to have something on DVD to say, hey, I did this, I created this. They should already be putting out tens and thousands of independent content. Whatever they're doing with blockchain is going to be interesting to see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then I've got ARFXF. ARFXF.
Okay, ARS. And
F as in Frank. Okay. ARF as in Frank. XF.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. So definitely a pretty long ticker. Wow, where did this come from? Looks like
I think it's a medical company, and they do Alzheimer's research. I haven't really looked into it, but I know that whatever it is, that the news that came out on it a few days back was pretty good news for them.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, the stock's up 3%. Since Friday alone. I mean, if you got it at that 14 cent open, but now at 41 cents. Wow, actually a lot more than that. But I mean, wow, nice play. Obviously, increasing volume coming into the trade as well. Is this new? I mean, are they just showing up here or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked into them. I just noticed that they were really up on. When was it, the other day, Friday or whenever, and then OTC they put in very good gains. Yeah. So I'm hoping this one is going to get the Thundercats jingle tomorrow.
We'll see. Yeah, this might get it. I mean, if we're talking 55, 60 cents, yeah, they're definitely going to get it, man.
Yeah, so I'm looking at those, and then the last of the OTCs is MYHI.
Okay, Mountain High Acquisitions. This stock I thought for a long time was connected to Mountain High or Rocky Mountain High brands, but no, it's just some similar name. You know, I know they're supposedly in the cannabis business like the Rocky Mountain High brands, but tell us a little bit about this, Bad Scientist. What do you like about it?
I can only tell you maybe technically why I like it. So I was looking at it, and I noticed putting in the 50 simple moving average and the 200 that we're about to get the 50 crossing over the 200. Now, for more expensive stocks, you know, for like a Netflix or something, this is really important for the, you know, for the smart money. They look for those type of bullish crossovers, like the 50 crossing over the 200. But I also use another crossover. I know you mentioned the 4 and the 8 that we both like to use, 4 and 8 EMA. Another crossover that I found works really, really well is the 8 exponential moving average crossing over the 20 simple moving average. And from that, it gives you a shorter time frame, definitely, because, I mean, on the one hand, on the daily chart, you're looking at a 200 and a 50. This is an 8 exponential crossing over the 20 simple moving average. And what that gives you is a very short term, like a week to two, in terms of like the time frame you can get off on this,
Yeah.
and basically instead of using a short time frame like the 10 moving average or 10 exponential or 8, you make sure that as long as it's above the 20 is very good for keeping in the trade. So that 20 simple moving average, especially on the daily chart for swing traders, if it looks like your short-term trending indicators are positive, and you want to figure out whether you get in or out, I've back-tested this, the 20 moving average, which happens to be the middle Bollinger Band. As long as the price doesn't close and stay below that, you're long on the stock, and it obviously works the other way, going short.
Interesting.
Yeah, so anyone who wants to test that, look at the 8 exponential moving average in conjunction with the 20. You'll see sometimes it breaks below the 8, but it's still well clear of the 20.
Yeah.
The 20 will allow you to stay in the stock for as long as possible to maximize your profits. So that's it for my OTC. I've just got 2 NASDAQs. The one is ARDM, and this is more of a gap fill.
Okay. All right, and it's doing actually a pretty good job of filling that gap, at least with today's move anyway.
Correct. Yeah, so watch out for that one. I don't have anything more to say, but, it's a low RSI stock that's just recovering, so you want to see it fill that gap. And a few big traders are in it. I don't know if you're familiar with Airplane Jane. She's a very well-known female trader, and she's long on this one, long term. I think she mentioned this like last week, but also reiterated it yesterday in her live chat on YouTube. She's long on this one, and I think this one will fill that gap. And then obviously related to this is the one I'm still in, the PTGEF, which Airplane Jane as well, she's in the subsidiary company long, and I mentioned this one, Biohaven, BHVN, and I just said, well, do you know that the holding company's PTGEF, and that's been really doing well over the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So notice how this one, it's sluggish, but we're talking about 10-15% every day. It's just making higher highs, higher lows. And I mean, if this one, I think once it breaks into 10 cents and goes beyond that, we will see more volume. Right now, it's not a well-known stock, so not too many. I think I might be the only one in the trade right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the volume is relatively light in terms of where it is, but I just put the 8 on there, and we're about to possibly cross that tomorrow in the stock. So we'll see what kind of money that brings in. But again, from the moment you brought it up, those of us who understand, oversold, overbought, I mean, it just kind of made sense to the fact that, we knowing that it had a subsidiary company that was also publicly traded. So you're not, okay, well, this is a holding company with some value here. So nice from where you brought it up.
It's nice to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure to watch.
Definitely. And the last one I have is for options traders, or it's a more expensive one. It's in Trexon, XON. XON. And this one is a solid performer. I believe they're Maryland or DC based, and they basically synthesize DNA that might be required for by other companies looking for certain types of DNA that they use for research. I think that's as much as I've looked into it, but it's a solid biotech company. When I say solid, the reason why I brought it up, technically it doesn't look like there's much happening, but today the CEO in an insider trade put $12.5 million into this
Wow.
and bought it at $12.50.
Now, Bats,
So
kinda,
this one is
like if you want just a second, Bats. What when you explained what the company does, why would a company need to do that with the whole DNA? What would they use that for?
Service. Yeah, so service in industries. So let's say, for instance, you're studying bacteria and you're looking at the genetic makeup. That's just one example. And it maybe it's like a repository or like a storage facility for different types of DNA that might be required. So say even like you wanted DNA that comes from liver cells or, specific mitochondria, then you can purchase that from
these
them
guys.
And from these guys and do research. It's been a while since I've looked. They may have changed their business model, but from way back when I was following them, that's what they were doing initially. And I think I may have even tried to apply for a job with them. But I think they're managed really well. This is a very good company to get into for a swing trade. Right now, I think, what is it at, in the 13s? This one you could swing it to the 20s or early 20s, and it did come down in the weeks past. But this is a very solid company. Trust me, this is a solid company to get into for long-term swing trades, or an options call on this would be great. And like I said, insider buying. The CEO just put $12.5 million into more stock of XON. Okay. And that's all I have for you guys today.
Appreciate it, Bats. Thank you so much for the call, man.
Thank you, Sal. Take care.
All right. So shout out to Bad Scientists, all my callers so far. A lot of great tickers we've already discussed. Yeah, free ride. I'm looking at that too. Very, very active options. I'm actually quite impressed. You don't get that kind of activity on the option side, and I'm actually looking at some of these open interests, and they actually, got some size on them. Actually got some size on some of these open interest calls. Yeah, some open interest on these calls are pretty large. I'm actually quite impressed. Quite impressed. All right, quite impressed. All right, let me see here. What was some of our... Of course, we can't continue to go on without talking about some of the biggest losers today. Some of the biggest losers today on the market. One of them being HGT. This is a oil and gas play. Kind of surprising, being that oil is now still trading above $60 a share. Obviously, there's some real problems with this company. Stock today lost almost 37% of its value. I'm sure you probably got some more sellers to go here, so we'll see HGT tomorrow. It's going to get the flush after this call. 910, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal. Mike here. I brought up FORD on Thursday.
Yes. Interesting that I remember, you bringing that up. I mean, today, what kind of happened to the stock? Obviously, it had a good day Friday, though, because you brought it up on Thursday. The game, the trade of the day was Friday. That's when it was one of the biggest gainers on the market. If not, I think it was the biggest gainer that day at some time in the afternoon, I believe, where you left a lot of people up there. If I go back, around...
I believe it touched 450, 460 area.
There it is, about 10 a.m., 10:30 or so at that morning high. But obviously, the stock's lost quite a bit of value there, nearly 50% since Thursday morning. What do you see happening from now?
I see it just staying stagnant at the $2.83 area. But, for those that had gotten in on Friday, myself, I went in at 190. I left out at 230.
Yeah.
And I hit my PD qualification, or the PDT qualifications. I was like, not going to day trade anymore, so I want to keep it open for this week. And damn, should have held on a little bit more.
Yeah. Don't you hate it when that happens? But I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, you gotta love how you traded that. I mean, that was a great day on Friday. In fact, if I take a look at it real quick, again they pulled that up. It came on early. 3:37 was the alert when it came on our screen. You had got it earlier. You had mentioned you were in at $1.80. I do remember you again. You called up the day before and brought it up, and we got to as high as 445. As you just said, a gain of $1 for traders who had black box stocks. But again, man, just a solid call. Just a solid call on the stock. But I'm guessing you're way out the stock now, right? I mean, I'm guessing you sold at some of the highs.
Oh yeah. I just this didn't really feel like it was going to be a multi-day runner, especially after Friday.
Yeah.
It's just going to be. I believe there probably was a lot of short interest in it, especially after past 350, and of course at 4. I mean, at that point, anybody that was in the day prior to the news coming out was at 124, 125, and I mean, you get about almost 400%. I don't care who you are, you're going to get out before that.
Absolutely. I mean, great trade, great trade for anybody who got in there, particularly the day before. I mean, if you were in this stock in these 180s somewhere down here, even if you got it pre-market, it was a killer trade for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's all I got right now. Hats off to anybody that was in the Netflix, especially on the option side.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I know these options weren't the most liquid, but I know Friday they were. That's kind of what happens when you got these gains just out of nowhere like that. A lot of liquidity comes in a short period of time. So guys who bought in light liquidity were able to sell into to the crowd, and I'm sure, no doubt, they made a killing as well. So. Oh yeah,
no, I'm going to be watching that one tomorrow for sure. After a $24 run in post-market hours, I'm very interested to see if there's going to be a sell-off or not.
Absolutely. Hey, bring that ticker up for me again.
Which one? FORD?
No, the $24 one.
Oh no, that was the Netflix one.
Oh, Netflix,
okay. In post market, at last I checked, it went up $24.
Yes, that's up $24. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking that you were talking about FORD, but yeah, I mean Netflix is yeah. I think even if a guy just wants to play the move higher, I think yes, you can buy off somebody's profit in the morning, and you will profit. Even if you go long on Netflix tomorrow morning. Although it should have a sell-off eventually. I mean, $24 is a lot. But I think tomorrow, I think the Bulls still run the day.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'll definitely be watching just like you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
Yes, indeed. Call back anytime. That was a good call. John said he's baked. So, man, you got out of XXII too early. XXII, 300% for 2017. I mean, that company is doing all the right things. What was my take on the government shutdown? I feel like nobody really accomplished anything. I don't get it. I don't get what the whole hoopla was. I don't feel like anything got accomplished. A few guys got a day off, and that's pretty much it. I just, the Democrats went in there all hard like they were going to do something, and, they just folded like a pancake. So I don't know what that was about. All right, let's keep it going. I'm more mad about the fact that we got to see the Patriots again, man. Fuck the Patriots, man. I'm so tired of fucking Patriots. Tom Brady is just one of the biggest goofballs. Like, I just think he's just a goofy dude, man. Like, I respect his ability, but he's just a goofy ass dude. I just don't like him, man. I just don't like the dude. Patriots, I don't like their uniforms. I don't like where they play. I just don't like the Patriots, man. I just think like the whole team is just goofy, man. So. And I saw a video that was going around with like the referee, like, patting the players on the back for scoring a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the Patriots are good for ratings. I mean, they're good for ratings. But I just feel like, I'm just tired of seeing them, man. I'm just tired of seeing the Patriots, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if like 5, 6, 10 years from now, we find out the NFL and the Army were all together on that shit and just getting the Patriots to win these games just to, build up support for the military or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I wouldn't be surprised if that shit comes out. Like, because it's at this point now, man, I'm looking at some of these calls. You watch some of these games and you're like, oh, what the hell? Yeah, deflated balls and these really, getting these first downs when they're like 4th and 2 or 4th and 15. All of a sudden they get a first down. I'm just like, what the fuck? On a penalty, GE. Look, GE. I've said it many times. When GE was 20, I suggested people go out a year and get a spread, a call and a put. Obviously, that call would have, you probably would have taken it off there, but that put would have been nicely, deeply in some gains right now if you would have had that at the $20 price. Sometimes I swear I got to take my own advice, man. At 16, 17 right now, looks like you're probably going to 13 in GE. They still got a lot of things they got to get, fixed over there. They took away dividends, right? They took away dividends. No more dividends for GE. How valuable is the company now? A lot of the old money is going to take it and run. So, obviously they need that money to rebuild. But I don't know what GE is anymore. I don't know what GE is anymore. Is it a railroad company? Is it a power company? Is it a mining company? I mean, they have all of that. So when somebody said the Bears will take over, I don't know what the next team is going to be. I don't know what the next dynasty is. I don't see it. I don't see it. I thought it was going to be the Cowboys, but they disappointed me this year. So I don't know what the next Patriots is going to be. After Tom Brady is gone. I don't see it yet. But it could be the Cowboys. They're still young. They still got some time. See, the Jags will be back. We'll see. Blake Bortles was hot. Blake Bortles, I got to give it to Blake Bortles because, man, he for the first couple games, they were going to get rid of that guy, man. They were going to get rid of that guy, but, he strapped it up, man, and just got focused. And now that's his team again. He bought himself another 2 or 3 years based on what he did this year. So, shout out to Blake Bortles, man. I would be crying too, bro. What the fuck? I'd be crying too. You that close to the Super Bowl, bro, and you lose? Fuck that shit, man. I'm trying to win. I'm a winner. You crying because, you want to win. You're passionate about the damn game, man. If you've never cried over a sporting event, bro, you're not passionate about it, man. And let me tell you something right now. These players, some of these guys don't cry on camera, but, man, they go back in the locker room and they're crying, bro. They're crying back there. You telling me that guy who plays for the Saints and missed that tackle, you telling me he didn't cry that night, dude? You telling me he didn't cry that night? All he had to do was make a play. All he had to do was make the play, man. I don't know what kind of tackle that was. Yes, GES. I thought retail was gonna die in 2018, but everybody's saying 2018 could be the return of retail, as many of these retailers have figured out how to get people interested in coming back into the stores. So now it's about not necessarily just having great deals, but creating a customer experience in the store that keeps you in the store longer, that translates into you making a buying decision. So a lot of the stores now, you're going to see less stuff, but you're going to see more experience. So whether that's, I don't know, just you doing more shit in the store. All right, Guess could be one of those brands. Obviously, they've been winning on the fact that people want to buy Guess again. I don't know why. Said Drew Brees cried. Yeah, I'd cry if I was Drew Brees too, man. I'm a Hall of Fame quarterback, and I play for a team that just can't get it done when it matters. I'm a big fan of the Saints, but man, they got a Hall of Fame quarterback, and they not showing up when it matters, bro. When it's time to play teams that you need to win, the Saints just don't get it done. All right, let's keep it going, man. VM, what is this? ESSI. Somebody brought it up. Mad Dad, ESSI. Where are you at? It's been beat up. 76 cents is the 200. Obviously, nice multiple day trades here so far in ESSI. 83 on the RSI. You're getting us in there kind of late. Obviously, we've seen some runners continue on, including stocks like POTN, CANN, and some of the other ones that have ran even past 80 RSI all the way to 90.95. But I just hate jumping on the trades this high just because knowing, traders' luck, when you get in, that's when it starts to come back. So I just hate that shit. But nice gain overall on ESSI. Nice gain over there on ESSI. I'll give them the continue because the stock is up 400%. Stock is up 400%. When is that? When is that trade? Since January 12th. 400% since January 12th. But, I mean, look, barely any liquidity, so obviously this is some kind of pump or some kind of marketing ploy out here because you barely got any liquidity in that stock. But it's up. I'll give you that. VTGN, Vistagen Therapeutics. The company's called Vistagen Therapeutics. VTGN up 9%. Don't know anything. Let me see here. Don't know anything about this company though. Not much is known about this company. Again, let's go back to some of our losers that we were talking about earlier before the call. Again, HGT was the biggest loser on the day, oil and gas stock. You had some dip buyers come in and try to save the day. Now 20 on the RSI. Interesting company. I took a brief look at it, but it's a small company. Not much in terms of assets, only $20 million. Trades at about 12 PE. So very, very small oil and gas company. 93 cents right now. So you probably still got some selling to go in that stock. But in the big but, you got to flush it down the toilet. HGT is the ticker. All right. VICL is another one. Stock got to a low of $1.32 before, again, some dip buying taking place before closing at $1.44. This is a biotech. This is an interesting one because I didn't see the news to justify the sell-off. I didn't see any news to justify the sell-off. So I don't know what this is about. I see something about a phase 3 trial that was almost a day ago. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. All right. So I do see the news. We are disappointed that the results did not demonstrate a significant improvement in the overall survival. All right. So it looks like they had a drug, I wouldn't call it a failure, but disappointing results on phase 3. Disappointing results on phase 3. That's VICL. Thank you for bringing up GNC. I'm actually losing on GNC. I have a trade against me like $430 on GNC, and my exit is $530. If they squeeze me, they can have it. They can have it. But GNC, I was looking for GNC to continue to sell off. I was kind of surprised with the buying today on GNC. I was, again, this is a company that came out and, they improved their outlook, but they still said they were losing money. So what's the point? There was a gain on same store sales, but net profit was still lower. So I figured, after Friday's profit taking, we would go lower. But I was surprised to see some dip buying today on GNC. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, if I end up getting squeezed out, I'm squeezed out. Can't win them all. But I'm hoping again the lower volume forces traders to want to exit and move into something else. But we'll continue to see GNC. GNC is the ticker. Appreciate you for bringing that up, DeMarco. You said GNC will get bought out. I fully expect GNC to get bought out. They contacted, who is it, Morgan Stanley or somebody? Well, no, not Morgan Stanley. Who did they contacted some investment bank. I want to actually say it was Goldman Sachs. But they're working with someone to get sold to look for a buyer. So I'm playing it risky on GNC, but I think there's there's about almost $1.30 in there of potential profit on the downside to take advantage of. So we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, press like on this if you can. Press like on this if you can. Press like on this if you can. Join the fun in terms of alerts at blackboxtrader.org. Blackboxtrader.org. Sign up and get Black Box Stocks, an algorithm-based stock alert system. That's making me a killing, by the way. Guys were like, wow, Sal, how did you go from a $300 to posting up $1,500 a day gains? Well, that's Black Box Stocks. Man, shit. They put up an alert. If I like it, I throw my money at it. Sal, you remember DTII? Let me see here. DTII. Look, we still got the North Korea thing going on out there. I'm not sure what the run is about now. Let me see here. Because the company still hasn't put out any news. We did see some interesting volume in the stock today, 3.16, which is unusual for the company. For the stock right now, DTII up 25% on increased volume today. Could this be the beginning of something? I mean, put a couple dollars on it and see what happens. I don't know what the story is that you're going on though, but DTII, yeah. I mean, obviously, you want to buy it when nobody wants it, and sure enough, the guys who did over the course of several weeks here at 0021, they're sitting on some nice profits right now. Obviously, you're still relatively low, so if you're willing to be patient, who knows how high this can go again. All right. Still waiting for GBTC. Still waiting for GBTC to, someone said forward split. Still waiting for that forward split to take place in GBTC. Bitcoin not doing so hot, man. Bitcoin is not doing so hot right now. At this point, man, I don't even know why you're in Bitcoin anymore, being with the, I mean, have you guys been seeing some of the transaction cost on Bitcoin right now? I mean, it's just been insane. And not only that, but the confirmation times, it's up to 200 minutes right now. 200 minutes. You got guys, you can look it up. They're not even doing arbitrage anymore. It takes too damn long. Takes too damn long. They're not even arbitraging it. It's like, fuck it. What's the point? Callie Rob, you said you're making a killing on the futures. Yeah, I think if you wanna, if you have the ability to buy, and go short on some of those, and some of these exchanges that are allowing you to go short. Obviously, you've been making a killing since November, on Bitcoin and many of these other altcoins as well. It's almost embarrassing, really, to kind of see where some of these cryptocurrencies are at right now. I mean, whether you're talking about Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash. You remember when Bitcoin Cash was, guys were talking about Bitcoin Cash. Let me see here. What's the symbol for Bitcoin Cash? BCC, right? Can I get a Bitcoin Cash USD? Bitcoin Cash. No Bitcoin Cash USD? There you go. Bitfinex. Yeah, I mean, I remember these. I remember these days. We were here right here on the show, a couple days before Christmas. Bitcoin Cash. 4,000 Bitcoin Cash. You remember that? Now you're talking about something that's lost over 60% of that. Ricardo Joseph, black box stocks work on laptops. Yes, it does, of course. You get the alerts on laptop, you get it on mobile, whatever you want to. Black box stocks works. And for $79, compared to what a lot of these alert systems are trying to make you pay, $125, $200, $299, dude, $79 or whatever it is. Try it for a month. If you don't like it, move on to something else. But for $79, I just feel like there's nothing better on the market. That's why I wanted to partner up with them. But yeah, man, so tough for crypto. I'm not even seeing the same hype like we used to. I'm not even seeing the same hype we used to see. BTCS, again, this is a stock you shouldn't want BTCS at all. But hey, that's where they say this is when to buy, right? But I mean, even with actual Bitcoin being worthless, I don't know if not worthless, but you know what it's going through. I don't know if you want to take a risk on this, because we don't know how low this is going to go. The company came out and said they don't have any Bitcoin business to speak of, any cryptocurrency mining business to speak of. So why do you buy here? What's the reason for it? Western Union is up to something. Western Union is supporting Ripple. I mean, look, Ripple's pushing. A lot of people are pushing Ripple. Ripple is the supposed to be the coin for companies. But when you're talking about producing what I think 1,500 transactions, what is it, 1,500 transactions an hour or something like that, or a minute, or I actually think it's per second, 1,500 per second. And you've got Visa. Visa still does 21,000 per second. So you're talking about, still far and away, leaps and bounds that still have to yet to get anywhere close to fiat. But yes, it is a solid token, though. I wouldn't deny Ripple being a solid token. I actually like Ripple. I like Ripple, but it hasn't been doing so well. But boy, was that nice to see that thing go from 20 cents to as high as $3.40. I mean, that was a tear. Saw it live here on the show. Absolutely. Visa, MasterCard. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of those places, with any of those trades. Visa, ticker V, MasterCard, ticker is MA. You can't really go wrong with any of those plays. Our government prints money like there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. So, and the way we spend money in America, 70% of Americans don't have $1,000 to their name. Because we live beyond our means. So, it is what it is. These companies make billions of dollars on transaction fees and holding fees and all that whatnot. So their businesses are just cash cows. Look at this. Look at this chart, man. Look at this chart. This is insane, man. This is insane. Look at that chart. And these are stocks with options as well too. Absolutely. Easy money in V, MasterCard. PayPal continued to do well today, although I'm seeing some struggling in PayPal. In fact, let's look that up real quick. We're seeing some struggling in PayPal today. I saw a little bit of a doji. In fact, if you pull it up, I think you see it more in the hourly. There it is. You see it here in the hourly a little bit more. Looks like we're starting to see, again, I put that 8 exponential moving average on there. Starting to see, again, this is, the trading day. You're starting to see pretty much nothing much here. But we'll see what happens tomorrow on PayPal. But again, I those are just opportunities to dip by. Those are just opportunities to dip by when you're talking about companies that do it as good as PayPal does it. All right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid to get into options, man. You don't have to be an options day trader, but if you're willing to, if you got a couple $100, $300, get into the Qs or some SPYs and put them out there. 4 months, 5 months down the road, an in the money trade. You're not going to be buying, and some of these Qs in the money, they're going for like $1 or so, $2 or so, and at the most. And you might be onto something here 4 or 5 months down the line. All right, it's a great way to just kind of keep some money working while you're doing whatever it is you're doing. Jeff, you said you've been in PayPal since $44. Wow. I'll give you that, man.
Win.
Because if you've been in PayPal since $44, that's an ultra kill. That's an ultra kill. That's an awesome play. Awesome play. Check out the volume on Starbucks. You're talking about the $62, $62.50 calls. $62.50 calls on Starbucks. What date? What date, DeMarco? Let me see here. Blue Apron. I'm not a fan of Blue Apron. Blue Apron came out like 2 months ago, and they said they spend, for every customer, they actually spend, it takes them more money to acquire a customer than they make actually having that customer. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but they're basically, it costs them more to acquire a company than they're actually making, because the customers that they are getting, they're not staying with the company long enough for them to make back what they spent to acquire that customer. So Blue Apron it's a failed business. I mean, it's a failed business. That's another great short from the summer. LPCN. Lycopene. Lipocene. Biotech play. 6.2% gain today after several days of red. So it looks like the selling is out. Don't know too much about the company. Only $1.45 stock. Oversold. Let's see here. Let's get some confirmation of that bullish energy. Quite light volume, but that green day could bring some buyers tomorrow. I'll write it down and look at it. We'll see what happens in that LPCN. 500,000 shares traded, which is a light day for the stock, so we'll see what happens with that. Lipocene, somebody said it's the fat pill. That's why I felt like the name brought It reminded me of something. I don't know if it's the same company, but yeah, I do remember seeing some kind of commercial like that. Some type of commercial like that. All right. And real quick before, let me see, somebody had brought up options. And if you can see here again, the black box, the top option calls today was that Netflix. Everybody wanted that Netflix. Almost $4 million worth of calls were bought. PayPal, shout out to Jeff. He was in PayPal. The alert, PayPal today up $4 million worth of calls bought in PayPal. Top puts today. LRCX. I mean, that's really interesting. A lot of puts, almost $2 million worth of puts bought in that. Apple, interesting on Apple. Apple did struggle today a little bit. $2 million worth of puts bought in Apple, TDG, MRNS. $700,000 worth of puts in MRNS, which is, I believe, a penny stock. We're gonna look at that in a second. But yeah, this software brings up calls and put alerts as well too. But just wanted to show that real quick. Those were the biggest gainers and losers in terms of alerts on black box stocks. And with that being said, man, that I saw quite a few. I mean, there were quite a few alerts. Period. And somebody had brought up Starbucks. And thank you. You said the 6250s, but which was an interest. That's an interesting. I'm seeing somebody. There's a lot of put buying in Starbucks though today too as well though, man. There was 3,000 puts bought on the 60, what was that? The $59 puts. $59 puts for January 26. $59 puts January 26, man. So be careful. Be careful, DeMarco. SBUX. Oh, no, that's not the one. SBUX, Starbucks. 3,000 puts. Again, that's 3,000 puts at how much? SBUX $59 puts at 55 cents each. So that's $55 times 3,000. Do the math. $55 times 3,000 contracts. That's a $165,000 trade. That's a $165,000 trade on a $59 put. So that's a pretty big bet that somebody thinks it's not going to go Starbucks' way. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's keep it going. A couple more minutes, guys. What else? Amazon said they were in the market for a low-income business retail. I wonder what they mean by that, Jeff. I wonder what they mean by that. You know, when I think about Amazon, I want to see them get into at-home delivery in terms of pharmaceuticals. I think that's like their next thing. That's why I feel like a Walgreens or a Rite Aid just makes so much sense for them. A Walgreens or a Rite Aid, because I can see them being able to use those locations to actually continue with their Amazon kind of same-day thing that they got going on. But I don't know, maybe is that too much scale for them, you know? Because those companies have a shitload of locations. So is that too much? But I think they got to get into pharmaceuticals. I think that's the next bet for them. I think that's where America would just fall in love. I mean, you know, who spends more in the world than us when it comes to medicines? You know? So I'd love to see Amazon do for medicine what they've done for electronics and books and some of these other things that they've done. You know? Fart sniffers. What are you talking about? Let's keep it going. MMMB? Massiani's Holdings? What is that? Oh, man. Only 350 shares traded today, man. Yeah, no volume there, bro. Yeah, all those shippers are bags, man. All those shippers are bags, man. This is what all those shippers get. Look at that. Dries, ship, you know, DCIX. You know, they get them all out of here, man. Get them all out of here, man. You know.
Oh, shit.
They're all a joke. Eric, yeah, I pulled up MMMB. I mean, but Eric, what are you seeing them, man? I just pulled up that MMMB. There's only 350 shares traded. MCOA, I'm out of MCOA. I got out of MCOA a long time ago. Silver Fox, I'm way out of MCOA. Way out of that. GBTC, we're still waiting for that, Mohawk. We're waiting for that GBTC forward split. But here's the thing, that forward split only really makes sense if Bitcoin turns around. If GBTC forward splits and Bitcoin continues to sell off, right? Then you're talking about a stock that's now, easier for a lot of, and more affordable for even more traders to short. Because now you've got significant amount more shares available to short. So GBTC with this forward split, yes, you're going to get increased volume, but now you're going to bring more volatility, and it may not be what they're looking for. CMAR, SIGO, we talked about SIGO. It's a pump and dump. It's a pump and dump. It's not worth the paper it's traded on, but let them have it. Let them have it. I exposed them on advancedequityresearch.com, my website. How far, and I think the title was called "How Far Can the Pump SIGO Go?" It's the first article when you go to the website. So just let them do their thing. I think they probably got even another day or two to go. SGYP. Synergy Pharmaceuticals. P Bank, what's up with this, man? Up 10%. Up 10%. Nice trade today. I mean, decent volume. And the stock hitting $1 million, $2.64. I got to understand a little bit more about these biotechs. They're all doing different things, and you got to really follow them and understand what the underlying story is when it comes to biotechs. Otherwise, I just play them intraday, whether it be on the news alert or a drug failure or whatnot. But playing biotech stocks requires you to really do real due diligence. There's some great websites out there that follow all of these small cap stocks. I think it was called like pharmacalendar.com or whatnot, that follows whether or not they've got an FDA or an upcoming release on a current, drug trial and what phase and whatnot. So you just really got to be in love with those biotechs to really be on top of them. And if you're not willing to do the research on these biotech stocks, don't even bother trading them. If you're not really willing to look into those documents. VMGI, 0003 stock, showing some kind of life. Again, I don't know how many trades that were done in this stock today. It looks like somebody came in and accumulated a position here, VMGI. Do your research on it. VMGI looks like it is OTC stop sign stock. When was the last? All right, so it looks like no financials have ever, or actually last time they posted financials was 2 years ago, April 15th, 2016. Last time you saw financials in the ticker shown on your screen right now, VMGI, 2 years ago, April 15th. All right. BWVI, Blue Water Ventures. Blue Water Ventures, John Rambo, you think something's going on with that? Charlotte Observer, Polanski. The disappearance of land when the nation was delayed during maritime disasters. Damn. In the southeast. Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, that's some creepy ass shit, man. That's why I don't really like going out on boats and shit like that, man. I know it's crazy because I was in the Navy and stuff like that, but these small little boats, like I love my ship. But those small little boats, I'll do cruise ships and stuff like, but those small little, I know how big the ocean is, man, and those small boats, those guys, shit happens to them, man, and those will never get found, and hey, people don't realize how hard it is to find those things in the ocean. Oh, they found the shipwreck. Okay. Who found it? BWVI found it? Blue Water Ventures? Let me see here. Clearwater Exploration Company recovers first coins from 1830s shipwreck. Oh, hold on here. When was that? Oh, okay, January 8th. Why was there been any movement? Hold on. I mean, got some 1830s coins. I mean, you would think it. Headquarters in Clearwater, Florida, is one of at least 3 shipwreck recovery firms based in the Tampa Bay area. All right, interesting release. What's going on, Clay Track? John says he's loading the fucking boat on it. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting, I think this is one of those things where they put out the news and then it runs after they put out more information in terms of how valuable the catch is. Right? Because right now all you see is first coins from 1830s. They don't really say what kind of coins it is. They don't really say nothing else about it. But once they put out the value, then it goes crazy. URG, let's do it. Couple more minutes before I get you guys out of here. UR Energy, Canadian-based company, uranium play, commodity stock. Let me get rid of that. Boy, this is an ugly looking chart. Not much volume too. Only 200,000 shares traded. Again, you really gotta love, uranium. I mean, obviously, as you can see here, this either the underlying, commodity just isn't increasing in value or what. But this has not been a really great stock to trade for 2017. Yeah, XNet was, man. I had some money some other places, but XNet was a great short today. XNet, one of the best stocks on the market a couple days ago, and boy, have times changed. $24 XNet seems like a lifetime away, but we were only talking about a week and a half ago. We were talking about a $24 stock, a company that had a $2 billion market cap. Now it's lost well over 50% of that value, and now sitting at just under $14.99 at and with losing 8% today. So now looking to retest some possible lows. Next one being at $13.75, and then you could be looking at 12s, and who knows, possibly lower. This is a company that put on a lot of value, right, from 4 all the way to 24 in a span of less than 90 days. So big move, whether it was justified or not, Look at the financials and say for yourself. But as you can see here, XNet got to give it back. Got to give it back. The market always wins in the end, and XNet will do just that. And that's another one too. By the way, we talked about options. You know, I'm seeing some guys over there that there's some open interest here. Not much, right? Not much, if anything, on XNet. Let me see here. Yeah, not much. You know, actually, very poor liquidity, to be honest with you. But I am pretty seeing some of these Januaries or June 2018s with some open interest. But again, very liquid. All right, let's keep it going real quick. A few more. Get you guys out of here. A few more. VKTX. Again, we'll be back same time, same place. Support the show. PayPal link below. If you don't know how to trade, check out my man Tim Sykes. Penny stock trading, free, available on YouTube. Sign up to his Millionaire Trading Academy. Learn how to short, buy long, day trade, swing trade, whatever it is. They're doing it all over there. But if you want great alerts, tired of losing, you want some winning trades, blackboxtrader.org. Sign up now. VKTX. Wow. Okay, hold on here. This is a multiple day runner here since August. You got to use some discretion here. Some decent moving averages. Actually doing really well. Is hitting those moving averages really good. So you got a lot of profit taking in this. So it's, you know, it's got winning moves, but it's just, you know, it tries to make a move and then it comes back. So I don't know if that's insider selling. I don't know if that's got some 4 and 4s out there and whatnot. Decent day for the stock though. 4% gain in that. All right. Appreciate it, SC Trucker. All right, let me go ahead and ring the bell. I will go ahead and ring the bell. I can stay here all night. I appreciate you guys. I actually started out a little late. But another great day on the market. Appreciate all of you. Netflix for me tomorrow. GNC as well. I'm going to see if I'm going to get myself killed in GNC. Probably going to take a $500 loss in that one probably. But Netflix, looking to get that money back. That's kind of how it is in trading. So looking forward to Netflix tomorrow. Still looking forward to Snap, some other options we're going to talk about as we get closer to the day. All right. Appreciate you, John Rambo. We're going to look at that shipwreck thing. I'm going to look more research into it. I'm going to keep that. I wrote the ticker down, so I'm going to keep, you know, Blue Water Ventures. Keep an eye on that one. Yes, indeed. You said to go back to the hour show. Go back to the hour show. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fit anything in an hour, you know. It's kind of hard. We have a lot of tickers, a lot of information you got to unpack. But, again, this is not a job to me. I love this shit, bro. I eat and breathe this shit, you know. It's not like it's fun. I do this all night. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Kelly, Rob, Serious Manny, Kenny, Dutton, JT the Bullhead Trader. Who else was in there? Iceberg J, Desert Edge, A Ranger, Silver Fox, John Rambo, Raymond, who else? Mohawk, Buddy, Bat Scientist, all my callers, Stock Z, Desert Edge. All of you, Rob Stratton, you know who you are. Jeff Thayer, Joel Kraft, Legendary Aids, Ricardo Joseph, Sleepy, Jim Gray, Kenny Dutton, Artie Buckley. All of you guys, you know who you are. You love the show. See you same time, same place tomorrow, going after these incredible tickers. Trying to do what we got to do to make money. This is the greatest country in the world. No other place they can do this like we do it here. Not even close to the same kind of liquidity. All right? We got a lot of problems, but this is fucking amazing. We have it really good here. This is the United States of America, man. A lot of problems, but shit, it's better than fucking Somalia, bro. See you guys tomorrow. Take care. Happy trading.